Hey, it's your girl KV. Y'all know I be watching the episode. So watching these clips of Karen Hoover. I don't know why I be starting the video before actually putting on some lip gloss when I pull the lip gloss out. And just be forgetting and trying to get started before I get real sidetracked. Y'all, I be like really using lip gloss. And then my shelf, this guy here go, okay. Do y'all use y'all lip gloss up? One of my homegirls told me I was weird. Somebody told me I was weird because I use my stuff to the end. Like my lip gloss, I use it to the end. Chapstick, I use it to the end. And like, I'll even go as far as to like get a Q-tip and get this. That's like, well, at this point, it's about nothing. Maybe 27 cents worth of lip gloss or something insignificant. But yeah, I use everything up and people call me weird. Because they be like, I lose it before then or I get tired of it. I'm like, wasteful. I'm like Julius from Everybody Hates Chris. That is 39 cents worth of lip gloss left in that tube. You know how many days of glossing this could get me if I just get some type of contract? We are here for Real Housewives of Potomac. We're back. They're good too. They are starting off with a bang. Let me tell you, I was actually a little surprised. Let me take my light up some. It's like right at my glasses. I was kind of surprised that it was like as good as it was. I haven't really seen, when's the last time we seen a premiere that like, ooh, gave it to you? And it looked like we're going to get a steady dose of mess. Because it's like sometimes I hope that we don't give them too much in this first episode and then they start teetering off and then they come back up. Like, I can't stand when that happens. Just give us a steady dose. So I'm hoping they didn't set themselves up for failure. But looking at the trailer, there is plenty to work with. And even if the season does fall flat, you see how we started off with Karen getting out of jail. I'm sure they'll pick those cameras up. Hey, the finale, Karen needs to be there. Because I don't think they filmed their finale yet. I'm not sure. I haven't heard. I know they usually like it'll be some type of post or we'll see something. So I don't think they filmed their finale yet. If they haven't, Kern Hoover, if we seeing Sharice in the opening, we better see Kern in the closing, okay? So, like I said, we start off, why am I on Salt Lake City and not Potomac? I took a gummy. And I rushed back here to start this video because my daughter was acting a fool. And chick don't kill my vibe. Chick don't kill my vibe. That's how I feel about it. Don't blow my high, don't kill my vibe. So I had to come on back here to get away from the madness. My daddy came by to get something at the garage. And she want to go with him, child. I'm like, oh, it's a school day. Season 10, episode 1, Second Bloom. We see her getting released from jail. We don't see her face. We don't really see much of her. They just show, you know, her getting into the back of the truck. And is there some tissues? Karen is breaking down. She has been in jail for like 6 months. When did she get sentenced? They said this was March. So she got sentenced and taken right on off in February. What was it, September? 6-7 months. It's crazy that lady really, really fought this in court when she really could have just had 6 months house arrest. I think, allegedly, they said that she could have just got 6 months house arrest. And she was like, no, I'm going to take this to court. Right. So anyway, now that the Grand Dame is in the Grand lockup, Giselle is, you know, fully HBIC and she's going to stand in it. Okay, I'm calling a meeting, you guys. Big sister Jizzy is calling a meeting. Everybody gather. Okay, the Grand Dame is no longer here for now. We will be discussing dues and attendance and new policies soon. But for now, girl, let's debrief. What is the tea? How y'all feeling? Yes, so now you about to my feet, okay? I don't want to hear about no grand dame, okay? It is Queen Jizzy or Big Sister Jizzy, okay? That's basically what this meeting was given, right? She calls all the girls over. Kiana and Wendy are coming together. Kiana and Wendy are coming together, and Kay says, "You've been at Jizzy's house, right?" She said, "I've been outside." And they flashed to that party. They flashed to that driveway party that they had for their Reasonably Shady podcast when Giselle was like, "Yeah, you can't go use the bathroom." She was like, "Oh, I don't want to go to your house to use the bathroom." So you're a hater. Hating on this? I think that's when I started liking Wendy, because she was eating Giselle up so effortlessly. Because Wendy, she's not all that likable around the girls. Around herself and her family, we see her be her. But you can tell she seems like a girl that changed herself in every room that she's in. She does what she has to do to fit in, and it's because of that whole overbearing parent type of complex, I feel. So yeah. But yes, hating on this. I've been outside, right? So, and somebody else brought up, never mind, it ain't even significant. Did they all have the same car? I was confused about that. They did mention that Stacy got a similar car to Ashley, but I'm like, does everybody have the same car, or was I just not looking at everybody got white cars? Because it just seemed like a driveway full of white cars. I said, okay. So this is right after Karen's sentencing. It's been like 2 days, I think. Like I said, Big Sister Jizzy, it's like there's no confusion where your headmasters and loyalties lie now. So everybody needs to fall in line, okay? And so they're talking about what's going on. Oh no, Karen's in jail. She's in jail, huh? Like Gen Pop, like she has to shower with other people. I just want her to have an elderly jail. The AARP section. Jail is jail. They say they were like, this ain't gonna be the Martha Stewart jail. She gonna be in jail, right? So they said that their hearts break for Raven and Ray, her daughter and wife. But, you know, this is like her 4th DUI. So at some point, she has to take responsibility. Like, nobody can make excuses or be like, oh my God, free Karen, because this was insane. And they were like, yeah, Thomas Jefferson's concubine. I will never get over that. Karen's wig was just... Karen's wig was like the bumper of that car. She ran into the tree, just busted up and askew. And she was in that room talking about she's Thomas Jefferson's concubine. You people are poor and white. She's rich. Just wait till she get out of here. When I will never forget my favorite part, and that's not to make light of it, but my favorite part of the drunken video. She's in the car, they're getting her out the car, and she's trying to convince them that she's not drunk. But as they're getting her out, she stumbles, almost falls. And he has to lift her up. And she says, whoo, I'm lit. Girl. Girl. So Ashley's like, yeah, Thomas Jefferson's concubine. Speaking of TJ... And Stacey is, you know, Stacey is standing on 10 toes down that she did not pay TJ to be her boyfriend for the show. But it looks like there was no love there. There was no attraction there. He was annoyed at her presence. It was crazy. She claims that when she talked to TJ, he was remorseful about saying that, and that he wanted to retract what he said on television. So they're looking at her like, he online saying he got receipts and he's going to drop receipts. And then Ashley's like, yeah. And we're not believing you, girl. Like, how are you still keeping up this lie? Stacey, "Oh, he was awful to me. He was awful to me, and I'm the untrustworthy one." Kiana was like, "You're a liar. I don't trust you." I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ. We are like 10 minutes in, and like we're already like guns blazing. My God." I was not ready for that fast. Kiana tells her, "You just been trying to get on TV. You've been trying to get on TV." Stacey says, "Oh, I've been on TV. I've been on TV for years." Talking about QVC, and I'm like, baby, QVC TV and Bravo RHOP TV, the viewership, what comes with it, the sponsors, the money, the check. Like, girl, stop playing. Stop playing. But then she says, I can't remember what she said to Kiana, but it gave the tone like, baby, you've been trying to get on this show hard too. I was like, eat the girls up back and forth way, don't you? She's just putting on so hard. Stacey is so dramatic. Y'all, I don't really, last season I didn't like Stacey. She annoyed me to no end. But this season I can appreciate that she is a polarizing character. Even last season I could appreciate that she was a polarizing character. But this season I think I'll be able to laugh about it. Last season I was like, ugh. I hate when a new girl comes on too strong as a full cast. Like, I like the baby steps of friend of to full cast. I don't like girls coming in full cast because they do this. This was what happens, and it was just a lot last season. It just gave forced and faked. Like, girl, this man is not your man, and it don't look like you get a divorce. Why we gotta lie about everything? If the beef, if the turmoil, if the chaos, if the drama is authentic, we'll take it. But this, her entrance, and even now, it's just like, Stacey, are you an actor too? Are you and TJ both playing a role for us right now? That's what it gives. So, anywho, I am 12 minutes in. I said a lot. In my head, this was gonna be a 20-minute video. It's not. So, why am these people don't pay me. I just be needing something to hold and point and stuff. Where am I in my notes? Stacey leaves. Stacey gets upset. I am so hurt. How am I the untrustworthy one? Why would you guys do this to me? Marsha. And she storms off, okay? Jizzy's like, good thing she's gone because I got some tea. She was at this event in LA. What was it, an NAACP event? And was sitting next to somebody that is very close friends with TJ. And the girl showed her some paperwork where TJ is suing. TJ is suing her. And I'm like, has he filed them? Like, nobody's talked about them. He hasn't talked about them. Like, and this is months ago, so I'm like, what is happening? But TJ is suing her allegedly. He got some documents drafted up that he is suing her because she promised him 50% of her check from the show to come on and fake like her boyfriend. That is insane. That is insane. Even though I don't like Stacey, I would like to believe that you would never sign up for such a deal like that. Especially with how he treated you, like 50% of your check, and this is what they got you. That man ain't kiss you. Like, did y'all hug? Like, what's happening? So later on, we see Stacey on a date with her husband. She lied, everyone. It was all a lie. It was all a lie. She lied. That's for the season. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta was right there. Or Rihanna fans, because she reposted that when she never gave us an album. Oh, that hurt. Why I just hurt my own feelings like that. I feel like I got no earrings on, no jewelry on. The baby's happy now. I'm wondering if the husband just didn't want to film. I know a lot of times the husbands don't be wanting to go into these shows. They want to, let you do it and not really do nothing. So I'm wondering if that was the motivation behind her saying she's getting a divorce and dating someone. And some people feel like it was just some drama to try to have a storyline to come on the show, because she really doesn't have much going on. She really is just a bland little cup of tea. So she's on the date with the husband. They're back together. And they actually are divorced. She says that they were on a vacation for the daughter. They weren't together on this vacation. They just was on vacation together for the daughter. And that's when they found out that they were divorced. That's when they got the, oh, it's finalized, but this isn't how our story's going to end. And so they're not telling the daughter that they're back together because they don't want to confuse her. I said, you don't think the vacation was confusing? I mean, not that I don't think that they should tell her right now either. Like, let it get good in first. But you don't think the vacation was confusing? Okay. She says that they are now prioritizing date night because previously they just kind of focused on the daughter. Like, oh, we don't need date night. We're a family. Anything we can do together, we can do with Arabella. We can do with Arabella. And so no more. They have to make time for each other. And yeah, that is, as much as I like to make fun of Stacey, that's a real thing. That's a real thing. My mama told me when I was pregnant, don't lose yourself to this baby. Don't let the baby be the focus of your life, that you don't pay attention to your marriage. She legit said that to me. And I was like, ooh, okay. And then I was like, so you gonna watch her once a month so that I can have date night with my husband? And she was like, yes. I said, period. Period. My mama watch her once a month, but daddy watch her once a month. I said, we good. So yes, beware of that. Some people get too consumed with the children. Once they get past one, that little nigga good. I get that first year, it's gonna be like, okay, you tiny, a lot can happen. Let's get you started off on the good foot. They walking, they talking, they eating, they goo goo gaga, we good, go to your grannies. Go to your grannies. So Kiana's mom comes to her new place. The place is cute. Kiana cute. The mama cute. I was just like, Jesus Christ. It was like an overload. It was just like sparkles just started shooting through the sky at this scene. The picture on the wall cute. The decor cute. Mama bad. Mama look like big sister. Mama don't look like mama. And Kiana is a very gorgeous woman. So yes, it was just sensory overload up until the conversation got started. She says that she had some very dark moments with Greg last season and how he was talking to her, because he was just always talking about the side of his neck. And for you to not be fine and to be old with them super crusty feet, you're not a look, like you don't visibly, what you give on the surface, you at hello is not a catch. You're not charming. So for you to be mean to somebody that wants your little ugly crusty self, it blow my mind. Like, Kiana, baby, you are too young and too fine to be playing around with that little crusty man. I know the streets is tough, but that ain't it. That ain't it. She says she moved out and ended the relationship. Now, current day, I feel like it's still been some back and forth, yeah? She said 3 months after she had broke up with him, he took her to Jamaica trying to rekindle it, saying they need to talk, whatever. She went. But they're just dating now. She's no longer worried about the part about getting married and putting that pressure on her, because remember last season, she was so sure that they was going to be engaged by the end of the year. And, oh, they was buying a house together and all of that, when it was just like, it wasn't giving what she wanted it to give, okay? And her mom says the same thing. Like, no, I don't want this relationship for you. This is not what I want for you. He ain't nice to you. You ain't happy every day, okay? You need to be happy every day, not day to day. I can't remember what she said exactly, but that was the gist of it. Like, we can't wonder if we're going to be happy with somebody tomorrow. Next, we see Wendy and Eddie, y'all. And before my timeline, know I love me a little bad chocolate something, okay? Because every time I open my app, it's just somebody. Today and yesterday it was Wendy Osefo. I opened up my Instagram and they had she has a commercial with her daughter, her 6-year-old daughter that she had just had when she came on the show. We done seen this baby grow up on this TV. It's so precious. Cam was one. And so they have a commercial for Gabby's Dollhouse movie. And I was with my daughter when I was looking at it. So I saw a picture of Winnie and then I had to show my baby that commercial. And it was just so adorable. So adorable. Oof. So we see them talking, having a little family meeting or whatever. They're talking about Happy Eddie. He's going to New Jersey soon because they're about to expand out there. So 3 states. While he's talking, they have this fabric tufted ottoman on in the center. And he has not just his foot, but his shoe on this ottoman. Cam goes and takes his leg and put it down. I said, I know that's right, baby girl. Because daddy done lost his mind. It's one thing to put like a sock up there, but your dirty shoe that you wear outside up on fabric furniture? I know, like she said in one of them little side, this drug money. I know this drug money good, but you don't lose your manners. The baby girl had to get him in line right quick. I said, no, I was sure looking at that like, this man got his foot on that. And that baby show came like, you know mama don't play that. That's what Cam was giving. So it's really doing well. She's proud of him. She said not only is he an inspiration to her, but he's also an inspiration to Stacy. Because flashback to the reunion, and this is why I don't like Stacy. She just lies about the simplest of things. Flashback to the reunion where Giselle was like, oh, Stacy, aren't you starting a wheat line too? Just starting a wheat line, right? No. And come to find out she is. Like, why lie? Why just be like, yeah, the industry is booming and I'm a partaker as well. And some people approach me, so why not? Versus being like, oh, no. She's annoying. She's so annoying. So they ask the kids what they want to be when they grow up. The little girl says, I want to be a doctor like mommy. The son is like, she ain't no doctor. She got her PhD. She got her doctorate. It ain't a medical doctor, but it's a doctorate. And one of the sons say, I want to work at Chick-fil-A. They got to make money, right? They make a lot of money there. You want to own it? You want to work for Chick-fil-A corporate? It's a lot of, yes, but think big. If that's the case, my boy. Ashley is having a second bloom. I'm not even halfway done. Ashley is having a second bloom / divorce party. It's been 3 years of her getting a divorce, and so many people doubted whether this was actually happening, but it's official. She has been fighting for her money. She's been fighting for her bag. Because Ashley, let's talk about this. Let's park here, son. So Ashley, of course, he made her sign a prenup when they got married. He's worth millions. Makes her sign a prenup. And what was the prenup? 3 years? I think their prenup was like, after 3 years, you get half. But they were almost divorced before that. And so he gave her another prenup that this nutcase did not have her lawyers look over. She was just trying to be fancy on the camera, being a girl. I gotta bring it. So we're gonna talk about it on camera, and I'm gonna sign it without, I trust you, babe. And it was some foolery. It was some foolery. He kind of cut her out of all the money. It wasn't what she thought it was. She thought she was just extending it to 5 years, but it was extended to 5 years with some extra stipulations. Mind you, Michael had that girl and them 2 kids up in that small little condo in the sky. She needs space. These boys is growing. They all over the place. Like, he was really, it was given what you are accustomed to, so I ain't gonna give you too much. That's what, I ain't gonna get you accustomed to nothing. That's what Michael was giving. But she fought for her bag, and she her line item basically was return on investments. Okay, we had a restaurant, we had this, we had that. I was a wife working dutifully for free. Give me my money. Period. Because she really, yeah, she was working essentially for free. Got a $20 million payout. I said, yes, ma'am. I hear that. So she's happy and she's going to celebrate. Okay. Ashley, y'all gonna get some merch for GNA now? Can you front the merch for GNA now with this 20? Because the fact that they had to change their entire business structure because y'all some broke bitches is killing me. Like, the average citizen, the average 9-to-5 worker is able to get the means to get a boutique, whether it's an online boutique or something. The girls have boutiques. So the fact that Giselle and Ashley both combined with Real Housewives of Potomac checks after, at that point, when they signed GNA, after 7-8 seasons, y'all don't have the means to get this GNA stuff printed up and ready to go, have the warehouse and the people. It's such basic clothing. So the fact that they changed their whole business structure because they could not or would not invest in getting merch on hand, getting so much merch on hand that it was worth printing and making. It's funny. It's insane. So Ashley's trying on gowns. She calls Stacey to come up there to try on gowns with her, but it's really just a bit of an ambush, okay? It's Ashley. She has to be messy. She has to stir the pot. Remember when how she brought it to remember how she brought it to Robin that she Googled her and saw that she owned those taxes. You gotta love the messiness of it. And she just brings it up ever so casually. Like, would you like some tea? Yeah, girl, I heard that this and the third. Okay. So this is about the legal documents because she was with Giselle at the event where the lady showed that TJ is allegedly suing her. Stacey is befuddled. She ain't got nothing to say. I am so hurt by this. This imaginary friend of, oh no, she's very much in the flesh. This imaginary friend of his, she's doing the most, and I'm just over this. I'm over this. I have forgiven him, and I have moved on, Ashley. Ashley said, this is why everybody thinks you're fake. That's why everybody thinks you're fake, Stacey. Are you actually divorced? Because we don't see any records. Ashley, because that is none of your business. And you're a busy mama. She said, this is her in a confessional. You're a busy mama. While you're online Googling me, you need to Google a voice coach. I said, oh, well, there's that. There's that. Y'all, this was all the Prosecco that was left. I'm going to a wine shop tomorrow, though. So if the wine isn't too expensive there, I'll probably just get me a little bottle tomorrow. My book club meeting, y'all. My book club meeting. That'll incense me to get back to my book reviews as well. You're a busy mama. Kiana goes to see an old friend that just moved back. Her name is Angel. She cute. She cute. Kids there, husband. He used to play for Denver, Colorado, but he's now retired. So they've moved back there. I think she said, how did they meet? I don't remember. It was high school or something. But they've known each other for quite some time. They have some matcha and go for a walk. She lets us know that her and her husband run like a luxury mountain experience type of business or something like that in Denver, and they're gonna expand to here, well, Potomac and somewhere else as well, something like that. They talk about the ladies. She's go through all the ladies. You know this person, and she actually knows a couple of them. She mentions Ashley. She's like, okay, yeah, I know Ashley. She used to be a bottle girl for me at L2. And then she was like, that's on brand. Yeah, that makes sense. And they flashed through all these little pictures of Ashley. And I was like, L2, is that where she had her little kitty cat party in the early seasons? Remember she had her little birthday party and she wanted everybody to wear like cheetah print or something? And of course, Giselle and Robin were like, how old are we? Like a cheetah print. And then when Michael got her like a cool car and it took everybody outside to see the cool car, Katie's high ass, Katie's ass stopped in the car and was all in the driver's seat like she was in the truck. Woo, this car nice. Katie was out of her mind. Do y'all remember that? I remember everything because I remember Ashley being like, "Oh, I love this place. I used to work here." I used to work here. I feel like that's it, right? I might have to go back and see, but yeah, I think that was L2. And she says she knows Wendy from Temple University. They went to school together. She says Wendy was a bit older though. She was roommates with her big sister, but Wendy was always that girl. She would walk down, she had her suits on. She was always an ambitious go-getter. I said, come on, I think I'm gonna like Angel because she ain't no hater. She sound like a girl that's like, okay, yep, she cute, you cute. I like a girl that like walks into a room and she ain't gotta be like, oh, yeah, I seen her and I don't know her, whatever. How she ain't that girl. So I could appreciate that. Because she was also disappointed at this. Kiana tells her about there being some type of weirdness between her and Wendy. Wendy's just been kind of weird in the friendship. They flash back to when they was there. I don't remember what it was. They was on somebody's, island, beach, somebody. And they were trying to split up the rooms. And they was like, Wendy, since Kiana's your friend, you can room with her. She was like, I can room with Kiana. And it just seemed real shady. Like, you had to say it like that. You couldn't be like, girl, I want my own room. Girl, I'm not back around naked. I ain't room with Kiana. So I was like, yeah, after seeing that, I would be looking at you like, bet. I'm gonna be hypersensitive to anything you do to me because I'm gonna feel like it's supposed to come off as shade. So where we at? Angela's like, dang, she like that. Well, she can't be cool. But she just tells her that. Does she explain to her the situation? I can't remember if she explained to her the situation at this point, but we'll get it plenty times later. As much as I like Wendy, she be real funny acting sometimes. I like Wendy more for who she is as a person and not how she interacts with the ladies. Like the fact that she has degrees, she's beautiful, she's got this beautiful family, and she seems like a nice person overall, versus she don't know how to play and have friends. You know what I mean? That's essentially how I feel like. She don't know how to play and have friends. That's all. And sometimes you have people like that in the group. And it doesn't mean that they're a bad person, but they just don't know how to play and have friends all the time. That's what she is. That's why I don't dislike Wendy. But she be on some bull sometimes. So it's time for Ashley's party. They're confused about this. They're like, second bloom? Did she have a first bloom? Is it a second annual bloom? Like, what is happening here? But me, I quickly understood. Like, when she said second bloom, I said, oh, okay, a rebirth. Like, why is everybody acting so dense? So they all have on their gowns and everybody's looking good, looking beautiful. Giselle brings her friend Tia. She said, if I could be any Spice Girl, I would be Posh Spice. I said, period. You got a little Gucci dress, little black Gucci dress. What's up? If you gonna be Posh Spice, be Posh Spice. Okay. Should I wear the little Gucci dress or the little Gucci dress? Girl, you should wear the little black Gucci dress. Shout out to Spice World. Man, I loved that movie. So Tia / Posh Spice. I probably go back and forth calling her Posh Spice because I loved me some Spice Girls, y'all. She's from London, but she comes from a royal family in Nigeria. So she's essentially a princess. I said, oh, I hear you, ma'am. And yes, when I went to London, I was very surprised by the black population. I was like, you go to one side, of course, it's going to look a certain way. But you go over to Brixton and a couple other names. I think Brixton was the Jamaicans. Because that's where we went to eat. One of my friends, one of the girls in the program, she had family in Brixton. They fed the living life out of us, okay? So Sharice is there, of course. Kiana brings Angel. Stacy's there, and she says she's being the bigger person, because Ashley has been on her ass, okay? Wendy looks so good. I mean, Wendy is pretty privileged for me. I think educated and pretty privileged for me. I think that's, not that I don't think Wendy can do no wrong, but I be forgetting. I be forgetting what Wendy did wrong. As soon as she looked good, I be like, look at you. Golly. That's Wendy for me. Because when she walks in, I'm like, ooh, she looks so good in that. What was it, purple? I think it was purple. So they asking her about the girls. She says she remembers Angel's face from college. So she's like, oh, okay, yeah, a familiar face. They're like, do you know her? I mean, I don't really know her, but familiar face type deal. I'm like, okay, good, thank you. Don't be no hater. Just, oh, okay, I know who she is. Cool. Yeah. Cool. Essentially, okay, hopefully she know me enough to not just go to Giselle and, you know what I mean? Go with my ox and be against me off rip type deal. So Ashley makes her grand entrance and she is struggling to get down these stairs. She has so much gown in the way. It's lights. She see these sparklers. Is that a fire hazard? I said I was wondering the same thing. Because if that sparklers get on your hair or your dress, but they do have cold sparklers now when it's like that close, so it don't be harmful at all. She explains her first sprout. Her first sprout was, when she was going through her pageant days, her beauty queendom. And her first bloom was when she became a wife and a mom. And now her second bloom, she is a millionaire divorcee. Everybody give it up for the Duchess. I said, come on, Ashley. All right. Wendy sits down next to Giselle. Giselle is like, oh, you were inspired from a dress from last year. I was like, is that the poop? Was that the poop event where they had them dogs? Because I was looking at the dogs. I was like, the heck, Wendy get 2 dogs? And then I was like, oh, at that event where them dogs got scared from the confetti and they pooped everywhere. Was it Stacy's event? I think it was Stacy's little charity event. Yeah, her and TJ. So I was crazy. Was that what they were doing? Did they do that together? It was a scheme to get people to buy tickets to the fundraiser. They aggy. So, yes. Giselle's over there, oh, you inspired by my dress. You inspired by my dress. When it's like, actually, no, but this is a 2-piece. Like, no, and Kiana is just upset boots when I say the dark cloud in the room. It's like, Jesus. She's like, no, my outfit, Kiana. Okay, well, that's kind of rude. That's kind of rude. I was like, what happened? You're just being a little bit rude because you see me sitting here too. And she's like, Giselle asked me a question and I was answering her question. And this is my thing. And I had to tell this to my daughter. I can't stand when people say, you didn't speak to me. You see me standing here if you didn't speak first. You could always just say, hey, first. And then if I don't reply, then you can get an attitude to be like, you see me standing here, you ain't gonna speak. But for you to not speak to me and then get mad that I don't speak to you. So the situation with my little girl, we were at the library and it's like a little play zone or whatever. And she wanted to go play with these little kids. I said, go over there, go play. She walks over and she like just stands there for a little bit. She's shy. And she comes back to me. She said, they didn't say hi to me. I said, well, did you say hey first? Did you say hey to them? And, if they don't reply, then yeah, they being mean. But say hey to them first and just see what happens. So, yeah. So, that's always my thing. Kiana wants to smoke. Like I said, she was seeing on film. She's seen last season where Wendy didn't have her back as much as she would have liked her to. So she tells Giselle, hey girl, can I dismiss you for a minute? Because I got a little beef with her and we need to grill it up. You feel me? So she's like, why didn't you tell me you were speaking at the event? The event that I sponsored, I told you I was sponsoring and you didn't tell me you were speaking. Wendy's just like, I feel like that was your moment. I didn't want to overshadow that with saying I'm speaking it. I feel like that's a very lame excuse. Like, oh, for real, girl? She said she did tell her that she was going to be there. But I mean, hey, this ain't really shifting me neither way. But the fact that Kiana already feels like Wendy's been shady, I get it. I get it. You're definitely going to be hypersensitive. And then she said that Wendy didn't speak to her. Wendy was like, I was on stage. Okay. And she said, and then you was like, hey girl, did you do your own makeup? And Roma was like, the makeup in question. Boom, boom, boom. With that picture. I said, oh, okay, yeah. There's no other way to take that machine. Because why would that just be the thing to come out your mouth? Who did your makeup? Is cute if it looked good. Like, but you did your own makeup? You paid somebody for this? Wendy is a hellion, okay? Wendy is a hot behind mess. So while that's going on across the way, Ashley and Angel are over there getting acquainted. She was like, yeah, Ashley's nice until she was like, no, Ashley's sweet, just like everybody said. And somebody else said, oh, until she's 9. They're like, you know, well, that's anybody. Ashley's like, yeah, much doesn't bother me, and da-da-da, even if your breath stank. I said, what? Stacey's like, who, me? Are you talking about me? And proceeds to blow her breath in Ashley's face. And everybody is like, oh. Everybody is horrified. Giselle said, ooh, it's a whole lot of bacteria over there. And I'm thinking that they're just being mean and just picking on Stacey instead of new girl in the confession. Angel said, yeah, you know, her breath, you know, greeted me before she did. I said, not diarrhea, be a breath so stank you can smell it for yourself. I was too through, y'all. How your breath that stank? You worried about everything else. You got this wig plopped on your head, but you ain't got them teeth flossed. Child, she just like, where we at? She calls Ashley to the side. Listen, let's go over here, because I ain't about to be tagged teaming you what you said. I said, fair. So she's basically like, girl, you've been mean to me. You ain't been treating me right, and I'm still here supporting you. Well, because you lied, Stacey. You're a liar. So it's just back and forth between the two arguments. Ashley and Stacey and Wendy and Kiara. I said this is a mess. It ends with Stacey calling Ashley the devil. I said, Jesus, they jumped all the beefs off at the point. It was a time, y'all. It was such a time. But that is it for this first episode of season 10 of Real Housewives of Potomac. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It's gonna be all the housewife shows finna be on at once, huh? Cause I need to. I still ain't did Salt Lake City. I be forgetting about them white girls. So Salt Lake City, Potomac, and then we saw Married to Medicine. They kind of coming soon for that. So I have the 3 of those then, I suppose. But until next time, y'all, make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment, let me know if y'all watching this season, how you feeling about it, and all of the things.